Hello, welcome back to my channel. We are going back to Boracity magazine today. I know I've done a whole series of J-Hope for his enlistment send-out party and a couple of songs by Augusty because the new release of the album. I actually have a few Boracity magazine video that I recorded before. I will post them first, then I'll follow with this one, and I think they were some newer. I think the last of the run BTS I have not watched the field game. I need to do that. So, but they will all come. I just need to take time for that because I do have a full-time job to do in the daytime. But anyway, today we're going to watch Boracity magazine. I've noticed a new video. Well, it's not really new. It's been there for a while, about an urgent message to the fans. And I'm kind of curious as what message is there and what's going on. So without further ado, let's check it out. Turn on CC.
If you're not part of the BTS army, this video is not for you. If you are a reaction channel who is not shaky, this video is not for you. What I'm about to talk.
So it's not for me? Okay, I'm not Shiki and I don't know if I'm considered a reaction channel. I might be, but okay. But I am a BTS army, so I might be a reaction channel, but whatever. I'm gonna check it out anyway.
Talk about in this video will be very boring for you. If you're just a curious person from the general public, I promise you won't be missing anything. But if you are army, please watch this video and share the message with other armies.
Okay.
Army, we need to do something now. I've noticed so much drama in the fandom recently. Entities and the media create conflict. Some armies respond. Other armies get mad at those armies for responding, accusing them of fueling the drama. Others get mad at the ones not responding to every single issue. Other armies are being accused of mistranslations, being a solo, being a manti, being OT6 or OT5 or a multi or an anti, or secretly hating BTS. Some armies don't vote or stream because they don't know they have to. Others think it's not necessary anymore. Others are just lost on dating rumors. Some big army accounts that I consider reasonable are canceling each other. The amount of times I've had people telling me to stop following a certain account despite there being a reasonable misunderstanding is exhausting. But this is not a new thing. This is not a hiatus thing. BTS being attacked and army being all over the place as a consequence is sadly not uncommon. But
there's always gonna be some toxic fans, There's no avoiding those. But most of us are reasonable with sensibility in our brains, I hope so.
At least BTS was releasing new things as a group all the time, so it was easier for us to bring our focus back to BTS. Now it's a little more difficult, but we cannot continue like this. We need to organize the fandom once again, because believe me when I tell you, BTS will come back sooner than we realize.
I agree, because there are so many contents out there. I get lost in all that, and I have to be honest, I have not watched all of the shows. For example, Suga's drinking show, I have not watched one of them. I plan to do it eventually, but I will. And the interviews with Jimin and Jimin Fallon, and just like a lot of things going on out there. I have not caught up to all of them yet.
I've lost count of how many times they've said it, and I really don't want the fandom to be in this state for the next 2 years. This is not fair for their career as a group. This is not fair for their careers as solo.
And the show by V, I need to watch that too. Hi, Jin.
And this is not fair for the fandom. And this is not me blaming armies for being angry or frustrated at antis. At the end of the day, BTS and the fandom are being attacked and being set up all the time. And this response is understandable. I understand why we as a fandom are on edge a lot of the time. But I don't think constantly looking for bad things in our own fandom is the healthiest thing we can do, because that separates the fandom even more and we won't accomplish anything. And no disrespect to other fandoms, but that's why they are not as strong as ARMY is. I won't say names, but think about those other fandoms that are really big. They buy their favorite artists' albums and stream and defend their artists, but they are sometimes so full of hate and they look for drama and they are completely disorganized. That is not ARMY. I see a lot of armies saying that we need a fandom
cleans.
fandom cleanse because there are so many useless, toxic people in the fandom. But I don't think we will accomplish this by looking for these people and putting them on the pedestal of shame. If we organize ourselves and set
That's what they want. They want attention. Okay, we don't want to give them that satisfaction.
our goals straight, the trash will take itself out. There will still be drama because there always is.
Yes.
But if we focus on the positive things and achieving our own goals, believe me, the antis and the solos will get bored. And if they don't, and they try harder to distract us by being even more toxic, then we achieve even bigger things and let them scream to the void. This worked before and it can work again. Our main
You know
goal.
what? One second. Let me turn on the CC because just in case I can understand everything she says, but just in case people want to read it.
Right now should be giving support to BTS's solo projects and achieving longevity for BTS's discography. So here are some of my thoughts and ideas to start organizing the fandom and achieving the fandom cleanse we need. First is to pay attention to what the guys are doing.
Yes.
I'm not saying to overanalyze their actions. I'm saying to think of ways on how to enjoy and promote their art effectively, organically, and tastefully. For example, Jin used to say that he wanted to be an actor, but he hasn't been showing that interest in the past years. So instead of insisting in that idea, pay attention to what he's been doing recently. He really wanted to release a song before starting his military service, so our focus was on that. Let's do the same with the other members. Let's pay attention.
Yeah, we need to stop. I don't know if I do that. I might subconsciously because I really want to see Jin in the K drama, not as a rich CEO. I really want him to play a negative role, a bad role. I want him, not a bad role. I want to see him as a psychotic killer. I don't know why. I think he would be great in that. He would look so innocent, but he's actually a psychotic killer. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that we need to support whatever he decide he done. We need to support whatever they decide to do and not force what we want to see upon them.
Attention to their current activities, not
let me
in
go
on
back.
that. Let's do the same with the other members. Let's pay attention to their current activities, not in demanding what we think is best for them. If Jimin is showing interest in his new album, then we focus on his new album.
Yes.
We are not in the place of demanding a tour just because other member announced a tour. Jimin and Yoongi became fashion brands ambassadors, so let's celebrate this instead of demanding the other members to also be fashion ambassadors, especially when some fashion brands do tricks to make ARMY believe that they will collaborate with BTS.
And actually, this happened, right? Yeah, we saw his apps.
And it all ends up being a publicity stunt. Namjoon said that he didn't want huge promotions for Indigo, so we should do our best of respecting his decision by promoting his album as what it is intended to be. Not a Radiohead kind of project, but an archive that is meant to be listened to consciously.
And don't, I know I'm pausing a lot. I know there are a lot of comparisons. Oh, if we do this, if we see this number for Jimmy, we have to see this number for RM or Suga or J-Hope. They all release their albums with a different mindset. It's great that we will try to push them to the top, but we should not force the issue. And just enjoy the music. I thought that's the whole idea of them making music is for us to enjoy in our own way.
Doesn't mean that we don't focus on numbers anymore, just that we need to adapt our fandom's mindset when it comes to the different projects. I'll talk about this in a minute, but for now, if we pay attention to the type of activities the guys are doing, we can think of ways of promoting those activities instead of being dissatisfied and wishing for other things that may never come. Before, it was easier to understand their decisions because they were mainly doing everything as a group, but now that they are releasing solo stuff, we should look at their projects individually. Not every album release is going to have the same kind of promotion because they are individually deciding what they want. The key here is to trust them. To trust the things they are doing are things they want to do. They asked us to trust their decisions and their words multiple times. So let's do exactly that.
Yeah, and I think there are a lot of I don't know if it's a lot, but I've seen some posting about how we, the fan, attacking the company for not doing certain thing for certain member when they did that for other members, and the level of promotion and stuff like that. Deep down inside, do I feel that I want them to be treated the same? Yeah, of course. Mother instinct, they are all my kids. But at the same time, we need to respect that they are adults. They can make their own decision. Just like My son is 23. Being a mom, I want to make decision for him even at this point, but he's adult and he's living on his own, having his own life. So I'm gonna leave him be and just I'm gonna let the BTS boy be. Let them make their own decisions. Let them find their way through lives. We are not here to run their lives, okay?
Right now, many things are happening, so if you don't know what to pay attention to, see if BTS chart data is talking about it. This Twitter account updates about new songs, performances, charts, and streaming parties. So if this account is tweeting about a song,
I need to reactivate my Twitter account. I do have a Twitter account. It's just so noisy over there. I cannot keep up. So I have not checked them out for, I want to say, close to a year. Maybe I should go back and just focus on BTS charts.
most probably need to pay attention to it. If it's an old song, it probably means that it's about to reach a goal, so it needs our attention. Paying attention to what the guys are doing also means not paying attention to useless people from the media and antis. I know that there are some issues and news worth talking about, but this should not be our priority. I see a lot of talk about HYBE executives and K-pop acts using BTS and negative articles from the media and the Grammy voters and just jealous people in general. And I'm not saying that we should never talk about them because sometimes there are real problems they cause. But if you spend more time engaging with these distractors than listening to BTS music, then it becomes a problem. We shouldn't give BTS's level of engagement to these people because sometimes they talk bad about BTS just to receive our engagement. I know it's tempting, but I think that if you find a negative article or tweet and really want to respond, it may be better to like one logical reply from an army than bombarding a tweet with negative comments, because in the end, this leads to more exposure and drama, and they are getting the exact reaction they want. So again, focus on BTS. We can talk about other issues from time to time, but our energy should go to step number 2 and 3. So step number 2 is to make your own BTS goals. I don't care if you heard from an expert of the industry that streaming doesn't matter because that's not where the money is. We're not doing this to give money to BTS. We consciously stream and buy their music because these, along with radio, are the only criteria to make their music chart, receive awards, recognition, and exposure. We are good at buying music, but we all know that radio is never going to come because of all the corruption practices that BTS refuses to participate in. So if we are already lacking in one aspect, we need to balance our efforts with streaming. We cannot be buying forever, and we are not even that bad at streaming. However, we still need to work even harder than before, and this is why. BTS's fandom today is bigger than ever, and I'm so happy for that. But a lot of BTS's biggest achievements were possible in great part because of the general public. Like I said multiple times, although antis hate to admit it, and whether we notice it or not, BTS are mainstream. Songs like Dynamite, Butter, and My Universe had huge numbers because non-BTS fans have been buying and streaming these songs and music videos along with us. So what we need to do right now is fill that void. Support them twice, 3 times, even 4 times as hard as you did in 2022 and previous years. Think and act as if the fandom was in the state it was in 2016 and 2017. What I mean by this is that I think the fandom needs to get crazy again, and crazy in the good way. Back then, our mindset was we have no one but ourselves, and the truth is that this is a reality now. We won't have playlisting in Spotify. We won't have a fun extra summer remix to increase streams like we did with Butter. Sometimes we won't even have a physical album that counts for charts, like J-Hope's album. Also, everything official related to BTS is basically being shadow banned by YouTube's algorithm. But this lack of visibility used to be the norm for us back in 2016, and we made the impossible possible. And now it's even better because we have an advantage. We have more armies. So what we need to do is spread the message that all of our efforts count. Even if you listen to one song a day, that's still something, but you need to do it. We all need to do it. And be honest with yourself. You're not watching their music videos every day. So if you're not, watch Yet to Come just once today. Make it a goal. Tomorrow, watch Wildflower, even if it's only once, because one stream is better than none. If you already do this, you can do better. Watch 2 music videos. Put Jack in the Box in Spotify as your background. It's only 20 minutes of your day. And if you already do this, elevate your own as your background. It's only 20 minutes of your day. And if you already do this, elevate your own personal BTS goals, to put it that way. You know your daily schedule more than anyone, so make streaming goals for yourself. If you used to watch one music...
So what I do is that, as you know, I have a full-time job during the daytime. So I might not be on calls all the time. So when I am doing my own thing without being on the phone or on Zoom, I will have BTS music play in the background, just help me move along through the day on Spotify. So just make sure you do that. It's not that hard. You have the music running in the background when you're not in the meetings or when you're driving. Any little thing helps.
Music video a week, make it one video a day. It's 5 minutes of your day. Challenge yourself and take notes of your streak and motivate other armies to also do this. Don't wait for a streaming party.
No.
Make it a habit to listen
Make
to at
your own
least
streaming
one song
party.
a day. This is the only way we can achieve longevity. Here's what I do. BTS has so many amazing albums, so all I do is pick one and let it play on Spotify. I choose another album the next day and another the day after that. I also try to watch 3 to 5 different music videos every day. And when I am extremely busy, which is most days, I try to watch at least one. It's only 5 minutes of my day, and if I forget or simply can't, it's okay. I simply start my streak the next day. ARMY loves spreading comeback goals for the fandom, and I like those. But honestly, ARMY need to also set comeback and longevity goals for themselves. Every single ARMY has to do this, even if it's the bare minimum of one stream a day, every day. It's necessary. And don't think about this as homework, because once you start doing it, you'll notice that it's not that big of a deal, and it can even be helpful for your life. Streaming does not mean that you have to sit in front of the computer staring at the screen while listening to a song. You only need to play an album or playlist you like while you scroll on Twitter, drive, clean, or cook. You can also make playlists be useful as timers. If you need 30 minutes to get ready to go to work or school, then make a playlist that lasts 30 minutes, and you'll know your time is about to end when the playlist
I have sleeping playlists, so the boys can serenade me to sleep. Yeah,
is about to end. I find this
it's about 2 hours, even though it take me 5 minutes to fall asleep, but I let it play in my head for 2 hours.
a lot more helpful than constantly looking at your phone to see the time. Believe me, once you start setting a goal of one mandatory stream a day, you will end up streaming way more than that without realizing or making any effort. So remember to use every streaming platform you can, but if you have to choose, never leave out YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music. Step number 3 is to be creative. Sometimes we clean our rooms not only to get rid of unnecessary things, but also to make space for new ones. What I'm about to talk about is how to make the general public engage with BTS's content and make new armies. This third step is the most complicated because it will require our collective effort, but we've done it before, so we can do it again. The first step I mentioned was paying attention to what the guys are doing. After doing this and achieving our own personal streaming goals, we then have to be creative, because if there's not much promotion, then we are the promotion. For example, Jimin is doing TikToks dancing to BTS's entire discography. Step 1 is to read between the lines. I'm not saying Jimin is asking armies to promote BTS's old discography, but it's a logical idea after seeing his TikToks. BTS has a huge range of discography, and with all the solo projects coming out, we also have new music. But let me remind you that to make a song become popular on TikTok, it doesn't have to be new. Cannibal by Kesha was released in 2010, and it became a popular TikTok song in 2020. Bloody Mary by Lady Gaga was released in 2011, and it became a popular TikTok song in 2022. This happens all the time, and it actually already happened with BTS. Blood, Sweat and Tears, released in 2016, became a popular TikTok song in 2022. So stop with the K-pop mentality of gatekeeping a group, a song, or a choreography. BTS is way past that, and we need some help from the general public to stream their songs. That will make it easier for us to achieve Dynamite, Butter, and My Universe numbers. The general public will not only be a temporary help for streams, but also it will create more armies. But this will only happen when we let them discover BTS by themselves, not by bombarding the comment section saying this is a BTS song, because they don't care, and it will prevent them from using their songs. If they end up liking
Yeah, I think a lot of people, non-armies, they have this preconceived notion, and I don't know, building resistance whenever they see BTS or K-pop, they, without even trying, they automatically turn it off or move away. So we don't want to tell them, oh, this is BTS, you need to listen to it. Let them discover themselves. I need to find out how so I can help.
A BTS song, they will look up for the artists themselves. It's one click away from them. We don't need to remind them. It has to be organic because that was how they got interested in Dynamite, Butter, My Universe, and Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Also, don't try to make a choreography for every single song. Think about transition ideas or a fan dynamic. If there's a new series or movie about spring, think about Spring Day. If there's a character that makes a lot of bad decisions, think about bad decisions. Or think about an edit of a non-BTS celebrity with a BTS song. For Run BTS, think about the line, "If we live fast, let us die young," and maybe make a compilation of your craziest moments of your youth. Or if you went through something sad but are getting better and stronger, think about the line, "The best moment is yet to come." And I'm not saying to make these exact ideas. What I'm saying is to stop thinking so much on choreographies, because the majority of the general public on TikTok just want to use a trending song, no matter which one is it, how it sounds like, or what kind of choreography it has. One of the most recent popular songs is Flowers by Miley Cyrus, and the majority is not doing the choreography. They just use the sound because it's trending. So we need to make this happen. And if you're still not sure on how to be part of one of these trends, or if you don't want to, just use the audio as background music. Or you can even use the song as background music and mute it and put other song or audio. I've seen this done a lot by everyone except for armies. What I actually see a lot and despise with all my heart is when armies, let's say, make an edit using a BTS song, but they list another artist's song as the background music. They do this because if a song is trending on TikTok and they list that song, then their BTS edit with a BTS.
Okay, so I need to figure out TikTok. How do you put a song in the background and use a different song? I saw when you pick a music on TikTok, it already default to that.
song will have a bigger audience.
I had to find out.
When I see that, I unlike the video so fast because you're choosing to not list a BTS song so it can reach new audiences. But I believe that if every ARMY account uses BTS's music, we can make it trend and we won't have the need to use other artists' songs. So just use BTS music as.
Yes, I do try to use BTS songs in all my TikTok videos. I think my TikTok video majority are BTS stuff anyway. So the latest one I had was on my little dog Fluffy, and he just kind of like walking on the street. I just took many picture of him on the street, and I used J-Ho's on the street as a background music because he's on the street.
As the background. I don't care what the video is about. I don't care if you use the song or mute it or use other song on top of it. But I need to see the name BTS there.
Okay.
It's the most effective way to make their music trend. So think about Jimin's TikToks. If you want to do the choreographies like he did, do it. But you don't have to do exactly that. His TikToks actually motivated me to start working on a video explaining their entire discography part of chapter 1. So hopefully one or two of you can make something click on your mind and come up with an easy idea to create a trend. But if not, just use their songs as background music. I've only talked about
I don't know how to create trends, so I'm just going to use their music as a background music.
TikTok, but let's also think about using other platforms and methods. Everything I've said are of course just ideas. I'm not trying to make a guide. I'm trying to start a conversation. If you still think all of this is unnecessary or that it won't work, remember that BTS are not in the small world of K-pop anymore. A lot of popular groups stay popular despite not releasing music in years. Outside of K-pop, it's normal and healthy to release an album every 2, 3, or even 4 years. This lets the fandom truly process and enjoy the album, and lets the artists have time and inspiration to compose good songs they are passionate about. Mass production of music is normal for performers who don't compose their songs, but BTS likes to do everything, and to write, produce, and perform on stage, they need time. We need to get used to this, and we need to think of what we can do between, during, and after each release. If you're skeptical, remember all the things we did as a fandom. These used to be amazing, unthinkable things that no other fandom did before. So if there's any fandom who can do this, it's ARMY. So don't forget to stream BTS today at least once, and let me know what you think on Twitter or in the comment section of this video so we can all think of more ideas.
Okay, so that was urgent message to ARMY. Do we need a cleanse? I don't think cleansing the fandom will be possible. I think we just need to make sure we do what's best for the boys to the best of our ability. The best. Okay. So stream their songs regularly, daily, multiple times a day if you can. For me, I put their songs on when I'm taking a shower. I listen to their songs either on Spotify or with Apple Music. Now I have a question. Okay. So I'm cheap. I do not pay for those subscriptions. So I do buy their music on Apple Music. So when I go on walk, I tend to listen to Apple Music, all the songs that I purchased. Does it count as stream? I hope it does. And for Spotify, I create my own playlist of BTS songs, and of course they will insert other songs into my playlist because I have the free account. And I'm assuming that's okay because they will play majority of the BTS songs, and they will insert a couple of other artist songs in between. Now, so my two questions is one, if I use Apple Music, but I only stream or listen to the songs that I purchased, does it count as stream? Second is when I test my car, I will use the streaming function in the car, and I will listen to the BTS radio selection, and there was majority of the time playing BTS songs, but they will insert a whole bunch of other music. I tend to skip it out until I hear BTS. So do those account as stream as well? If they are not on Spotify, it's not from Spotify, it's not from Apple Music, it's not from Pandora, it's the streaming platform used by Tesla, not tuning, just streaming platform. You don't need to log in or anything like that. So does it count as streaming? I just want to make sure. If that does not count, then I'm going to connect my car to my phone so I can stream Spotify. I know Tesla does have a Spotify in building, but that requires a premium account. As I mentioned, I'm cheap. I don't want to pay for a subscription like that. I'm saving my money for other merch. So let me know in the comment if those count as stream. Because if not, I need to figure out other ways. What am I getting to? Anyway, so back to TikTok. I did not know anything about creating trends or anything like that. I try to use BTS song as much as I can when it comes to TikTok, unless I'm trying to do a comparison. So I had two videos on TikTok that BTS dance to the other music, like BTS dance to Waka Waka or BTS dance to Imagine Dragon Thunder, just to see that, even though the songs are different, BTS can dance to the music as well. So I think those are the only two that I use. That's not really BTS songs, but I cannot remember the background. I'm kind of confused with the background music versus whatever. So I need to do some research on that. I've dragged on this video for as long as I possibly can. I should not do that. To conclude, to wrap up, yes, let's try to stream their songs regularly, multiple times a day if possible, or like she said, daily, one song a day, anything help. Not only focus on the new songs, go back to the old songs as well. So I don't know, as I mentioned, I don't know how to make trends, and I'm not going to do that because that's going to kill my brain cells to think about things. I'm just going to do my best. And for all of you, do your best. That's it for today. Thank you. Bye.